Hey guys, it's XJ9 here, and today we're going to be making a Rex Matriarch guide. This update just came out, and it's kind of hard for people, and so I thought I'd make a guide just because I really wanted to make a guide for future content, and this is pretty fun, so I decided to make it. So right off the bat, for gear, we're using Animacore Slisuke set, so Animacore helmet of Slisuke top, bottoms, and helmet. Important thing to note about this is that it's enchanted with War Priest of either Saradomin or Zamorak. I'm pretty sure plenty of people have it, and if you don't, it takes about 30 minutes to an hour to get it. It pretty much reduces damage by 90%, a small chance, so it's quite nice, and I say any bonus helps. And the reason we're using this armor, like the Sasuke armor, instead of like actual sets is because, well, it's important to kill at least two matriarchs. I prefer doing a rotation of three just because it works better with your adrenaline. But three, but yeah, two can work fine, but three is just a really nice, to do and just change things up and go for like a log or whatever. So that's why we're using this. It's not that big of a deal that it's really nice that we're using this actually because it makes it so we only need to swap our weapon when we're doing all these kills. Um, Gloves, another hybrid glove, Cinderbane gloves. This is probably really important. They have a lot of HP, and Cinderbane gloves are just so much damage. You can get away with it, I guess, but they're really good. So definitely just get these gloves. Aura, using a Vampirism aura, you can use auras such as Madrat, Dark Magic, Inspiration. Vampirism is fine. I'm using this just for example because just to lower my DPS a bit. So you can really use any all around aura. Don't use Dark Auras though, unless you're killing like one specific one, I guess. But it's really not enjoyable as Dark Auras will make you get torn up quite easily. Max cape, another hybrid cape. If you don't have a max cape, just use a cape such as any 99 cape works just fine, as is a hybrid cape. So the amulet is actually quite important as well. At minimum, you need at least an amulet of souls. Amulet of souls is just such a strong amulet in general. Makes you heal so much more. Essence of Finality is really good here because you splash even if you're doing everything right, like right style and everything. So it's really nice. Also, Claws of Gothics in it. It's really nice. I'll try not to use it though for this guide for starters. So uh, just saying, this necklace is really good, but there's probably better things to get. So Amulet of Souls is just fine. Luck of the Dwarves. I'm using Luck of the Dwarves because it's kind of hectic with how many switches you have to do, and so you can bring a ring such as like Ring of Death or Asylum Ring, or even the new rings once you can get them. But it's really a hassle. I don't even do it, so just use the Luck of the Dwarves and swap your rigor when you ult. You can also use a Luck of the Dwarves relic instead as well, and we'll get to that later. And you can use a regular ring if you want. Uh, Insulated boots, really important you take this. You can get away with not using it if you dodge that mechanic perfectly. The mechanics pretty much gets reduced. There's this mechanic that pretty much does like 3,000 damage to you, but it's only reduced. It's reduced by like 80% or sometimes 90%. So they're really good if you make mistakes and just makes it a lot more AFK. So yeah, definitely take these. I would definitely take these honestly, no matter what. Illuminated Book of War. This is actually really important because they're actually quite tanky, like I said, and this gets rid of their affinity, which makes them more squishy. And that's really important to just kill them as soon as possible for most kills per hour. And it's also all around, like it works for all styles, so it's really good here. Uh, I'm using a quiver. If you don't have a quiver, you can just use arrows. I have Araxite arrows for my Nox bow. So yeah, I am using an Oxbow with some junk perks. Again, uh, going forward, if you need perks and things, just look at the uh, PVM Wiki perks guide, and it shows you all the combinations of everything and what invention level. And but one thing that is important to note is you need some form of anti-poison. So for instance, I have biting for venom blood, right? Which is nice. But you don't need it. You can just use an anti-poison and you'll be just fine. But it's just more hassle. So if you can get like a biting 2, biting 3 in venom blood, which is quite easy to get, honestly, that would be really good. But I will say that, but on top of this, yeah, enhanced devoted 4, crackling 4, relentless 5, very cheap by the way, and impatient 4. Okay. Um, so we're gonna go into our inventory. Inventory Power Burst of Vitality. I'm using this because familiars actually don't deal really any damage to the bosses. So Power Burst of Vitality can help if you want to like use this instead of using a defensive maybe, or you just feel like you might get destroyed for whatever reason. So quite nice. It's essentially food too, because if you take 4,000 damage, it's essentially 2,000 uh, damage worth of reduction. So it's kind of like food, and it's really cheap. So I would definitely take this. You don't need to, but it's really good. Drygor Rapier. Really important that you take a Rapier because the Matriarch that we're going to be attacking is weak to stabbing, and so if you use a longsword, it will splash a bit more. It's not the biggest deal, honestly, but if you can get a Rapier, they'd be really good. Other things that can work, if maybe you're an Iron Man or something, is like a Masterwork Spear is really good. We're also using an augmented Calphite Defender. This is really nice because we're going to be making use of Revenge in this video and gives us defensives, which is nice. So yeah, again, just some junk perks in it. Augmented Shadow Glaive, that's just for planted feet. You can use really anything for planted feet, and also Augmented Wand of the Cyworks for planted feet. You can do that with anything. You don't need these. Like if you want to be lazy, you don't need these. These just speed up things, so you can ignore these if you want. It's kind of a staple PVM thing. Adrenaline Urn. Also, wait, let me put my my volume's muted. I was testing something. Let me put the volume back on. It's honestly been kind of eerily quiet. Adrenaline Urn does a nice quality of life. You don't need it. Vuln Bomb. So Vuln Bombs are actually quite good here. You don't need it, but the thing is that they save potentially a lot of time, especially with one Matriarch. So I would probably definitely take these. You can also potentially slow buy them for like 12, 15k each, honestly, if you're really patient. But yeah, again, you don't need to use these, but they're really good and they have a lot of HP, so they're really good. Uh, Enhanced Excalibur, just healing in one slot, really strong. Uh, Augmented Wand of Appraisal. The thing here is I don't have like weapons such as a Seismic Wand, so just pretend it's a Seismic Wand because I would just use that. But I can't be bothered to buy one because I already bought like a bunch of other stuff for this video. I put some junk perks on it. Like this has chroming and precise too. It's really not going to deal much more damage than a seismic wand. So bring a seismic wand. Don't bring appraisal wand. Bring a seismic wand because you probably can't buy appraisal. Augmented Calphite Rebounder. And again, it's just kind of whatever perks. It's just for defensives. This is very important to do as well, just for the ease of the boss. I will note that again, it doesn't matter. You can just don't worry about the tier of defender. You can bring a tier 70 defender or a tier 80, and you'll do just fine. The defender tier isn't important. What's important is just bringing a defender, similar to my Rocksa guides. I bring about 4 restores. You can uh, put how many you want, just depending on how your trips are going. Maybe even more, honestly. This is just kind of an example inventory. Change it if you need to stay longer. Fire runes, they're actually quite important because you need to use fire spells against the monster. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, no, no. Yeah, so you can use fire spells, so fire surge preferably on the monsters to on the dinosaur. So be sure to be on that. Don't use air spells or you'll splash a lot. Ring of Rigor, just a switch for ultimates. Some sailfish food. Nature runes. Nature runes are interesting because one, if you're like an Iron Man or like you're killing one or two at a time and taking your time, you can high elk the dinosaur hides, which is like 30k every time by default. There's 6 of them, so it's kind of time consuming, honestly. I would advise against it unless like you're some kind of like, I don't know, some weird Iron Man, I guess. But besides that, there's also some entangling method you can do with one of the. Wait, give me 1 second. About that. There's an entangling method with one of the Rexes where you can actually bind it for a long time. I'm personally not a big fan of it, but I will show it if you're interested in doing it. But to me, it kind of potentially even slows down the kill because you can make use of its mechanics against it. So this is if you want to bring it or not, depending on your playstyle. Weapon poison plus plus plus, very important. They're all poisonable, so this does a ton of damage. Elder Overload Salve, the best Overload you can bring, honestly. And salves are actually really important to bring if you don't have Venom Blood because, well, they give poison immunity. However, if you don't have a, if you're not using a salve, then you have to bring an anti-poison. Okay. And again, if you don't have any of that, you can also use Venom Blood. Adrenaline Renewal Flask, best adrenaline flask you have, honestly. And for my familiar, I'm using a mammoth with food. I'm gonna be honest, I'm doing that as an example, like because some people maybe need to eat food for their first kills, and maybe if they want to just be relaxed. Because actually, a Ripper Demon or even Nihils or whatever, don't actually do too much because they're very tanky to familiars. So you want to actually not even like if you're using a Ripper Demon, don't put any scrolls in it. Don't bring a Power Burst of feats. You'll splash 99% of the hits. So things you can do are just bring a Mammoth with food, bring a Ripper Demon for the passive 1 to 5% more damage, which is really good. But if you're not comfortable or you don't have it, don't worry about it. You can also bring a Unicorn Stallion with uh, scrolls, and you can also drink a power burst of feats and get 4 specs off before it runs out. So that heals 4,000, so that's quite nice. So a lot of options with familiars. Just in general, you can bring a mammoth. If you're really comfortable, you can bring a Ripper Demon and just destroy things. And let me look at my notes fast because there's a lot to this, and I don't want to miss anything. So let me just read for 1 second. Oh yeah, so archaeology relics. I'm using the 1% adrenaline on autos, or basics rather. Uh, what other one am I using? 10%. Yeah, 10% after ultimate, which is 119 archaeology, which is kind of steep. And again, if you don't have that, I would probably even use it. Well, you can use Berserk's Fury, but the thing is, you're not really low at all during this. So, I mean, it's fine. You can also use Luck of the Dwarves, that relic for Luck of the Dwarves, which is quite nice. And I also use Death Ward. Death Ward's really good. I highly advise using that. It's really powerful. And oh yeah, don't bring Dreadnoughts. Dreadnoughts actually work against you on the melee uh, dino. So yeah, I just don't bring it because I was accidentally using it a lot. So that was just a mess, and a lot of people don't have them anyway. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, we're actually done. Just again, make sure your bonfire, you make sure you're ooglogged, and quorum incense sticks, and yeah, that's pretty much it. We're ready to go. We can just head right there, right now, and head over there. So the thing is though, is currently there's a Rex Matriarch portal, in which even if you have no kills, you can actually just enter like this, and you'll be right there at the entrance. However, to actually get here, I can show on the minimap really quick. I'm not going to walk here because it's quite far, honestly. But I'm going to show you where it is on the minimap in Anachronia. Because if when they make a new boss, this portal won't be available. So you have to run here to get your KC. So we see we're right here at Anachronia. So there's the base camp, and so to get here, you would actually go to Lodestone, walk this way, across here, across here, across here, go this way, over here, and you're there. So you have to go just west, south, east, bit north, and you're there. So that's how you get here. And that's all. And again, only you worry about it once they make a new boss. So that's probably going to be a year, honestly, or maybe the end of the year. So now we can get started. Let me get my adrenaline back, and we can enter the portal and go. So we're ready. Go in, put my quick prayers on. I'm gonna make a custom session. Important thing to note here is if you're like beginning, I would definitely put standard. This is the slowest spawn. If you are really experienced, I would put fast. I would never put fastest. Fastest is way too fast and can actually make it really uncomfortable with spacing. So only do fast if you're really experienced with the spawns, or standard if you're just starting out or just want to relax. So we're gonna host it. We're gonna go, and I like starting out with the Matriarch because, well, it just works better with my rotations. It's just how I do it. There might be something better, but it's just how I do it. So before we start, Book of War on, weapon poison. And we're gonna drink our overload. And we look pretty good. So we're gonna go. And we're going to ultimate. And just attack the boss. And don't Adren pot as well. You can sigil and like just threshold. And we just soul split all the HP back. This mechanic, you can dodge it by just walking a few squares away. And you won't get hurt. And the thing is though, like, oh, see, I was in the mechanic, but it doesn't do that much damage. So really, you can honestly just ignore that mechanic. This mechanic, just walk to like this edge of your Death Witness, place it, and then just walk away once the bar fills. Another thing that's nice about this is you can also take your time by using things such as like Debilitate. So after it does this roar, it does an auto, but then it does a ranged auto. So if you put on range prayer, you can block a lot of that damage. It's like a 3k. So be sure to actually either resonance it or just debilitate it. And just keep thresholding it. You can Excalibur if you want. Like right here, oh, you know, I'm uncomfortable. Just drink a Power Burst of Vitality. This hit won't hurt that much. You can debilitate again. Oh, the bars fill, go over here. DPS, walk away. Snapshot, and it'll die. And it's dead. So while it's dying, get ready for the next boss. So we're going to put our wand and the rebounder on and our prayers. We're going to eat a piece of food so that, well, we can fit an inventory. Now we're going to start the next boss. Next boss is quite simple. So we're going to Vuln him and just, you know, just wild magic him and you fixate him. This boss is stunnable, so stuns are actually quite powerful. After 3 attacks, you want to cast Resonance. So 3 attacks, just cast Resonance, and you'll block this mage hit. You can also put Mage Prayer on to block the hit. And also now, since we're frozen, our attacks are really slow, and also don't move because your vital energy is drained. So now we're going to cast Devotion as soon as we can, and we can also cast Revenge. So go to one of these Tremors that spawn and cast Revenge, and then cast your Sunshine as soon as you can. And your adrenaline's is going rapidly up because we got broken out of the ice, and we have 8 revenge stacks, so quite powerful. And again, I'm going to keep melee prawn during this as well, because these tremors can do a lot of damage to you. And so the thing is having this necklace is really good because it blocks, it makes you able to do your Gothic stabs and just block so much damage. And one thing you can do is you can use like Soul Split while you're stunning it, because it is stunnable, so you can do like an Fixate into Deep Impact. But it's also important to keep 100% adrenaline, so we're going to end this with 100% adrenaline and just finish him off like this. Keep your melee prayer on, he's dead. And now we can put our Drygars on, melee prayers and Soul Split, put our Rigor after it dies. There it is. Drink some prayer potions. So now this is very important. This boss is well, if you don't want Mutate Barge, you probably can't make the DPS threshold. I'm not gonna make it on purpose, so we're gonna also just Zerk Adren Pot, go in on the boss, a Vuln Bomb him, just click on him, and just threshold him. After 3 hits, he's gonna send this little poison stuff at us, and we just need to move out of the way. So right now he's gonna growl in a second. Just move, and just go back on him. After that, we're going to do bleeds on him. Just use all your bleeds after your Zerk rotation. It's pretty standard. And after that, we're going to also cast Revenge and go on this acidic stuff. Since our Venom Blood was doing damage, and we're getting all these Revenge stacks, and we can just do so much damage to him. It's also important to note that you don't really need to worry about the other acid. I did find it not really worth doing it. You can just get this one out of the way, and you're fine. And so he's gonna heal right now for 40,000, but that's fine. Like, it doesn't really matter. He's not threatening at all. He just kind of autos you. So just keep DPSing him until he dies. This is probably the easiest one. Do the slaughter, more bleeds on him. Mutate Flurry is really good. I'm gonna assault him. Once he's dead, you're looking dwarves on. I'm gonna put my range prayer, my Nox bow on, get ready for the next one. 457k. Trying to avoid this guy. I'm going to go all the way over here. Again, this is my preferred rotation. We're going to go on this guy. We're going to make sure we're in the corner, though, because we don't want to aggro that guy. We're going to attack the boss. Death's Witness. Just attack him. We're going to double threshold him. Again, I'm going to move out of the way just because it's not a lot of effort. You avoid 800 damage. After one auto, he ranges, so put on range prayer. You'll block that hit. Just keep attacking him. Also, bone bomb him if you want. Quite nice damage boost. Do it earlier as well, preferably. I'm not going to move because I'm lazy right now. It's important to have mutated dazing shot or greater dazing shot, as you can keep adding stacks to him, and it just does so much damage over time. So if you have mutated dazing shot, just keep prioritizing it, and you'll just do so much damage. Here I'm going to debilitate. You can overload. I'm going to get out of the way just because I can. Don't walk all the way north. You don't want to aggro that dinosaur. Here comes that range hit. Oh, he actually died. Oh, there is a 3k. But it's not a big deal because you can just soul split the full. He's dead. So another interesting trick here I'm going to show is you can soul split off this guy by just, you know, kiting him. So right here, you can just do this. Bleed him. And just run. You can just run away from him, the kite him. But you can also cast Entangle here. And if you see, he actually can't reach us. Again, I don't really like doing this just because it's kind of boring, and also I like the adrenaline you get. I find it speeds up the kill. But if you're really uncomfortable with, you know, maybe you want to heal, this can be good to do. Just, you know, just DPS him from far, use your stuns. And you can just honestly just keep chain stunning him. But in this instance, like I could just run away and tangle him again and just keep DPSing, but I'm not going to bother. So again, you can do that. I'm not going to bother. We're just going to do the boss normally now. So after 3 attacks, he's going to do a mage hit, so I'm going to resonance here. Don't stun him after he freezes you. You want him to break your freezing status. So already, I'm going to cast Devotion, and then I'm going to wait. Just wait here. Cast Revenge. We're going to put our Planet Feet switch, go to one of these tremors, and then we're gonna cast Sunshine. Oh, our Sunshine actually isn't up. Why isn't it up? That's very strange. Why is there Sunshine up? Did we kill this too fast? That's a bit strange. Oh no, I already Sunshine, that's why. Oh, my bad. So yeah, I actually don't want a Sunshine here, but you know, it's actually fine. Preferably you probably just want to threshold them. Oh no, actually the Sunshine's fine. Especially if you're less DPS. You can also do some tactic like that. Again, again, keep your melee prayer on as well. It's just kind of a dynamic fight, as in you can do whatever you want depending on your gear or your preferred playstyle or experience. You know, you can just safe spot them. You can delay, you know, use your Sunshine and just for max DPS early, or just, you know, soul split the full with Entangle and then fight them. You can do that. I think that strategy works just fine as well. So again, that's just another thing to keep in your arsenal. So again here, we're gonna do the same thing where we Zerk, Dren Pot, go on the boss. I didn't put my Ringer Ring, but that's fine. We're gonna just bleed him with our Greater Barge Bleed. Another thing here is this attack, you can also just tank it by drinking a Vitality Potion, because it can't actually kill you. So it doesn't really matter. You can also just cast Revenge at this point as well, and just start just whacking at more. You get all those stacks. You have 10 stacks of Revenge. Great. You just keep attacking him. Like, you don't even need to do the mechanic. You can just drink a Greater Vitality. You can reflect. But you're Zerk, so you probably don't want to do that. You can just dodge it. But again, tanking it is just fine as well. He's going to heal in a second. We're going to put our bleeds on him, though. Again, I don't really find it worth doing the poison. I mean, you could potentially also like lure him onto it and then go, so you can actually, but that's a lot of effort, and we really want that laid back experience. And if you have a lot of good gear, you can skip that mechanic entirely, which I will show. So after we kill this dinosaur, that's pretty much it. It's very simple, and I want to keep this guide short. Again, there's a lot of tactics. You can mission max, you know, combine them as you wish, especially with this boss. As this one, you can just safe spot indefinitely if you want. Just run over here and here and here. Just don't run all too much north, too much south. So at this point, um, let me look at my notes really quick. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So, I'm gonna show you what to do if you're like really decked out in gear. Even if you have something like it's specifically about melee because uh, the kills are a lot faster if you have a masterwork spear because well you bleed right after and he just gets demolished, you know. So let me go get that fast. So this is the preset I typically use, and also I didn't even eat any food in my mammoth. That's why you don't really need a mammoth. I can just summon a Ripper Demon if I want. Well, if it can come out. I'm not sure why it didn't even come out, by the way. Oh, it went in my mammoth. That's why. So let's get rid of that fast. Let's get our Ripper Demon. And one thing I could do with this as well, well, I actually will modify this quickly, is we're going to... What's wrong with my preset right now? Fire run. Why's fire runs? Why am I on fire runs? I'm not sure what's going on with there. That's quite strange. Anyway, I'm going to switch that with a Calfight Rebounder, actually. Kind of a on-video type of modification. Just because, well, I don't really need the shield. I don't even use that. I just kind of keep it there as a placeholder. So, this is an example rotation with really decked out gear, such as, you know, Hex Hunter Bow, Masterwork Spear, Inquisitor Staff, all this really, really strong stuff. So, again, since I'm experienced, I'm going to do fast just because it works better for me. We're going to Weapon Poison and Overload again. I'm going to start with that other Matriarch again. Okay, well, we don't put that on. So over here, Death Swiftness, Greater Ricochet, and yeah, just DPS him, Bullet Bomb him. Again, you can honestly just ignore this. It doesn't really matter. Serengabo, Specum, Ricochet. And yeah, he's just getting destroyed right now. Pretty much about to die. Don't need to do anything because I'm healing so much. Just strictly DPS there. We're gonna get ready for our next boss. How are we gonna do it? We're just gonna put on our Inquisitor Staff and be ready. Oh, all ball tips. So I'm gonna take that. Gonna go to the next boss. Cast the Vuln on him. Just gonna threshold him. G-Staff. In here, I'm just gonna put Mage Bear on as well for this hit. Doesn't hurt. Keep melee prayer on. And here I'm going to cast Devotion. I don't have a wand, and I don't really care about using the wand. So here's the. Let's go with this little pillars over here. Oh. Get it. I got it. So there's a lot of time, so don't really worry that much about it. And just threshold like crazy. Spam that G staff of yours. I'm actually kind of worried because this position is kind of dangerous, honestly. But it's fine. Melee prayer. This little stalagmite that spawned, that's why you put melee prayer on. You can also debilitate if you're really feeling like uncomfortable. Build up to 100% adrenaline. This 100% adrenaline is really important. So I'm actually going to take my time here now. Melee prayer. Nothing spawned. You can put on soul split. He's going to die. So we're going to get ready to just barge and DPS the hell of this guy in a second. So we got some stuff. So we're going to Zerk. Barge. DPS him. Just move out of this quick. Flurry. Bleed him. I'll be honest, you can revenge, but like that's the thing why I didn't take revenge is because, well, you have so much damage that you can just kill him. So just work with your arsenal, and yeah, like that's literally how you do it. Like how I do it. Like it's he doesn't even heal. It's so fast. So once you have like a Masterwork Spirit, it's really easy, honestly. Oh, look at Draconic Energy. Interesting. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Gonna be honest, these things aren't that hard once you know what to do. And again, just don't feel intimidated. And if you want, especially when you're doing uh, Rex Matriarch, the melee one, the red one with the one you mage, feel free to cast Reflect, Debilitate, Devotion War afterwards. Because again, you're using a defender. You can do whatever you want. Again, the one with the melee, the one you melee, the one that ranges and spits poison everywhere. You don't really need to use defensive. I'm gonna be honest, but you can if you want. But again, I wouldn't just because you really don't need to because he doesn't do any damage. One thing to note is he will actually charge you if you walk away from him. So be sure not to do that, and you shouldn't anyway because well you're melee. And that's also why I'm not a big fan of going to where the poison is because well he will charge you and hit you for a 4.5k typeless. So yeah, that's pretty much my guide. Um, if you have any questions, ask in the comments. This update I think it was really intimidating for players. I'm glad to make this right away. And yeah, again, you can just kill one at a time if you really want to, but you have to wait like 20 seconds for the one to spawn. So again, highly prefer killing at least two. And if you really want really diverse stuff and just have fun, do three. But doing even two is just fine. But you might need to again adjust that to maybe fastest. I think fast is just fine though. I don't think it'll spawn. I think it will spawn in time even with fast. So yeah, do whatever you want. Like if for instance, if I had the pet for the green one, the one that spits poison, yeah, I would just be doing two. I'll just be rotating between uh, the Rex Matriarch melee and the Rex Matriarch that does the blue one, the mage one. So again, just adjust as you want. That's pretty much it. I hope you liked my guide. Keeping it short and sweet. Bye, and hopefully I see you for the next video, whatever that is. I'm not sure what it's even gonna be. Maybe I'll just wait for the next content. Maybe I'll make some other weird boss. Probably not. So yeah, bye.